Okay. Good morning, everyone. Uh, with reference to 2018 question paper, we started with a revision session, and today we are discussing about 18 marks questions. Yeah, basically, 14 mark questions. It's going to get start with a explanation in depth. So everywhere we need to focus more and more on our work with the descriptive nature. Yes, into the first question here, the types of e-commerce model. That's a question. So when you are going to analyze types of e-commerce model, we can find it out. First point is about B2C, business to consumer. So where many of the business models selectively, which are going to take initiative towards that business outlook supposed to be showcased in front of consumers directly. In the sense, consumers, they can access to that particular uh, e-commerce model, and immediately they can buy that product. So there will not be any kind of negligency or else delayed in response, correct? And even also the alternatives, substitute products which are available in the e-commerce model, in the B2C, consumers are having a good amount of rights to buy that particular product, whichever he want. Okay, and even this businessman, one who is selling the goods, also he is having a good amount of hold over fixing up the price, good amount of hold in terms of showcasing offers, discounts, making a window dressing, correct? So completely business to consumer is the first type of model. And the second thing is about business to business, B2B. Yes, it is one of the oldest one of the e-commerce model where people, they want to make use of this model completely for regularizing, for making a routine work of their B2B, in the sense of business to business, whatever the ancillary goods required, they can go for approaching to one more business, and they can go for buying their finished goods as a one of the subsidiary purchase. So then it will be helpful for this another business to get boosted up into their production activities. Correct? So that is how B2B is going to run. Yeah, there are even pros and cons with respect to B2B. So where clients expectations will be looking forward customized. Okay, sir, what exactly looking forward with the customized means? Yes, of course, it is not as such like B2C. In B2C, you have found the ultimate consumer, one who is expecting a finished product that is quite homogeneous in nature. But B2B is not like that. Maybe you are one of the metal manufacturer, but that metal might be required in the sheet form by one of the business, whereas in a molded form in another business. So it is almost such like where people, their expectations are going to get differ, correct? That is how this business to business is going to run. Even about the consideration of consumers to business. Yes, into the consumers to business. Most of the time, it is almost such like where consumers only they are going to give their showcases, their preferences for having the product. Correct? So they are going to put that particular orders in front of business people. Automatically, they are going to produce it and serve it for consumers. So many of the time that is customized. Okay. So maybe I can go for taking an example of Dell computers. Yes, of course. If you are going to showcase your configuration, whatever you need, yeah, they produce and they are going to offer that particular product. Correct? So it's almost such like C2B. That's also e-commerce model. Currently, many of people they are serving this C2B, not only with respect to this consumer, with respect to the amount of configured laptop. Even I can go for telling most of the ERP systems. Okay, so attendance sheet required by one of the college. So it is very much sure that attendance sheet required by one college with the columns, rows, information, data need to be gathered. All those going to get differ from another college, correct? So customization as according to client's requirement, business people they're going to produce it, correct? So even about consumer to consumer, yes, very much sure. Into the consumer to consumer perspective, people they are going to join together, join the hands with the amount of how exactly and when exactly they are going to produce and they are going to offer their products. Okay, so it is the biggest question that how you are going to release your own networking channels in front of your consumers. That's going to be a biggest concern. That networking need to have a good amount of relativeness. Then only people they can able to achieve a greater heights in the consumer to consumer. Okay, so as well we are moving towards even direct to consumer. So what exactly is direct to consumer? You mean to say it's like the producer is going to sell it off his products directly to the consumer? Yes, of course. That is how this direct to consumer. Many of the companies they will be having their own brand and they are going to sell it off through their own networks. Okay, they are going to sell it off through their own approaches to the consumers and people. They are so happy to buy those kind of products. Okay, so through online platforms, just they are going to put those products to get it offer for selling, and consumers can access into that website or else into those networks, into those e-commerce models, and immediately they can go for buying that product very easily. And even with respect to the amount of white label to private label. So what exactly this white label and private label is all about? Yeah, basically white label is all about how exactly you are approaching your customers based upon the larger brand. Okay, so maybe I can go for naming it with respect to that in the edible oil segment. You can go for finding out Saffola, many of the brands, a number of brands available in the market. So who are going to produce at one stake and they're going to sell it off into the different outlets. But private label, it is their outlet label basically. They are going to buy that raw material finally from those farmers concerned with the edible oil segment, what I'm discussing. Okay, and after collecting that edible oil, they are going to pack it in their own private label and they are going to sell it off that particular private label into the group of their union and into the group of their regularity of whatever the outlets they do have. And even with respect to the amount of wholesaling, Yes, very much sure. When you are going to approach your clients towards this wholesaling aspect, that's the biggest question, sir. Wholesaling, retailing, all these people, they will come into the category of intermediaries. Then why do I need to worry about them into e-commerce model? That's the question. And the true answer is about the wholesalers. They are acting so smart nowadays that they are creating their own mobile applications for making a easy application for their customers, consumers. They can put the orders through mobile application itself. Correct? So that is how they can put the orders, and very easily it is going to be placed. Order is going to be placed, and even a product delivery is going to take place to the home. Correct? Even about drop shipping. Yes, that question is quite common. So what exactly this drop shipping is all about? Whether somebody is going to make this wholesaling of a product completely at your doorstep. It is true. Okay. See, drop shipping is almost just like one of the e-commerce company which is going to showcase themselves with a good amount of capacity, quantum of orders, what they want to receive, and they are going to deliver that goods to your doorstep. Okay. And the question is going to get raised. So whether this drop shipping is going to take place for final consumers, need not to be a final consumer. Even a retailer, one who may go for order this as a drop shipping, okay, for the purpose of their own willingness, for the purpose of their own obedience with respect to that particular product and services, they are showcasing their loyalty towards the brand. That is the major aspect. Okay, so that is going to create drop shipping activities to the doorsteps, and even about subscription service. So, what kind of subscription service is all about? Do I need to work as like a franchisee? Yes, of course. Subscription service is almost just like a franchising work. When you are going to give a franchisee of your unit, production unit, or else even marketing unit to some other person, obviously you are trying to expose all the amount of your production techniques, marketing techniques, everything to that person by taking a loyalty. Okay, so that particular royalty what you are receiving, royalty in the sense the amount of fees what you are receiving for the franchising amount, okay, for that particular your authorized dealership is being offered to one more person. Yes, it is taking place through e-commerce. Okay, so majority of the time you may not able to tackle, you may not able to handle all the amount of e-commerce activities altogether. Maybe I may go for naming it as such like currently we are in Kasturi Nagar, and one of the particular retail outlet in Kasturi Nagar is being acting as like a subscription service for Flipkart, because Flipkart may not able to offer their services finally to this particular location, correct? So subscription service. So where this particular store or is this outlet, they're going to receive all the amount of orders from them, and they are going to sell it off on behalf of Flipkart. You got a point clearly. Okay, so it is almost such like even currently Zomato, many of these online food delivery are there. Everyone they comes into the category of subscription services. Yeah. So hope so we people have discussed one of the 14 marks question successfully with this note. Okay, and finally we are going to have a continuation note of discussion of eighth question about the e-payment system in the next session.